evening, all. Welcome to H1Z1 bar 1Z1. This is, wow. I mean, let's just set this up. What we've been doing at the moment is we've been basically enjoying this game's things it has to offer. It's really good. So we're currently just basically, it's only Josh and I at the moment. We need more pros. I know that was really bad, but seriously, we need more people. Come play with us. We've got TeamSpeak. We have cake. We don't really, but that might lure you in, and that's good enough for me. Anyway, we've just got to the point where we've managed to figure out the bow, which has been very useful. So the bow is obviously our primary weapon to kill zombies. We're scared of everybody. Everybody's very scared of us. It's interesting because you don't end up fighting a lot. Look at that little bird bastard. No, it's a shame you can't harvest it for its precious, rotten, skanky meat, but there we go. There is a huge amount of effort at the moment to tool up, and it's a bit like the old dayz mantra, where what you have to do is get a hatchet, because wood is everything in this game. Much like the fertility clinic, wood is everything. And if you don't have wood, you're going to have a bad time, as Schley would say. So this is obviously a relative cornucopia of axes and hatchets there. But I think once you've got a lighter, you don't even need a lighter really, but lighter helps a lot. But once you've got a lighter, once you've got a bit of steel plate and a bit of wood, you can make a combat knife, so you can then skin animals. Once you've got an empty bottle, you can then survive. Because, and we'll show you a bit of this, today is survival. It's all about survival. Because as you can see, I'm just figuring out things. Discovery is a really important thing if you haven't done it yet. Just sit and discover everything you can. You can get multiple things, let me show you. You can get multiple things from various different things, etc, etc. So I've learned how to make a pipe. Okay, step one. With a bit of wood and a bit of sheet metal, I can make a combat knife, so you never have to worry about that again. You can't craft hatchets, which is a pain, because hatchets wear away way too quickly in this game. Like, a day's worth of chopping wood destroys your hatchet, which is bollocks. It needs to be like a week, at least. But look, we've made a satchel, so that's like a little bag, 300 units of carriage. And basically you can do an awful lot, so I would highly recommend you discover as much as you can. The makeshift bow is what we're using at the moment to basically hunt stuff. It's not great. Once you've found a spool of twine, you can then actually craft a proper bow, which gives you a lot more power. It's also a lot better. You can move with it, etc. So it's pretty good. The inventory is a bit of a pain in the arse. I don't know if you found that yet, but look, literally just trying to pick up a hachet is not the easiest thing to do, particularly as well when you kind of find you're running low on things. I think generally the game is just brilliant. I've got to admit, this is the dayz that I've always dreamt of. If you're kind of pondering whether or not to buy it, then let me just introduce you very quickly to the concept of zombies that work. Zombies that are actually quite scary, but easily managed. And once you get to the point where you can manage them, you feel like a boss. And I would say, honestly, consider the game is going to get just better from this. Already the zombies are good. Already the loot mechanics are good. The PvP is so-so, if I'm honest. I think it's okay. I've got to admit, most people, it's only the idiots at the start of the maps who attack you if you've got no guns and an axe that give you a problem. Once you've dealt with them, you're usually going to be fine. So, yeah, bear that in mind. But the biggest thing you can do is discovery system, and as you can see here, all I'm doing is discovering things over and over, and this has by far, oh look, I've got a gun as well, yeah, this has by far been the most important thing to do, because you do, oh look, another bird, look at your bird bastard. Oh, I do love that. I think eventually you'll get to the point where the reality is that you're hungry, you're starving, and you need food, and that's where we are right now. And I have deliberately shot this at night just to show you the day-night light cycle. And it ain't bad. It's not brilliant, if I'm honest, but it'll do for now. It will get worse, I hope, but at the moment I'm quite liking it. But what we have done is we've got an axe, so we can chop trees down now. So yes, you can actually chop the flipping tree down. And there it goes, timber. What that means you get logs from that. So that means you can now start fires. Well, in theory you can. And what this gives you the ability to do is craft with wooden logs. So wooden logs are your base piece of wood. They turn into planks, that turn into sticks, that then you could put into arrows and so on. So you do have to really like bear that in mind. So you can see here what I'm doing is crafting arrows as quick as I can, and then I'm having to really faff about with the bloody the system. But bear in mind, you can craft from anything around you. So even if you've got stuff on the ground, you can actually craft from it, which is really nice. So just bear that in mind. But as you can see at this point, I'm completely screwed because I've ripped up all my clothes. I don't have enough carry space. I was still learning really what the game does. And I think at this point, if you are looking for a survival horror game, if you're looking for a really good but kind of constantly demanding survival horror game, as you can see, I'm starving all the time and it is driving me insane. I recommend this game unbelievably and unreservedly because it is so good. There's such a great style of mechanic right here that you can, you're constantly trying to fight hunger. You're constantly fighting thirst. Maybe a little bit too much, but I would say, look, you have the tools to do it. So look, I can place now a little campfire, and I can put that anywhere. I don't have any means to light it. That's the problem. And I've seen loads of people trying to light these with flares. It doesn't work. You have to have, but there's two ways to do it, and this seems to be the biggest mistake of people, is once you've crafted a bow, which you could do from the very start of the game, what you can then do is make a makeshift bow and drill. Now, a bow and drill is that thing that you see Ray Mears do, basically where he goes zoop, zoop, zoop with a stick, and it just superheats little embers, and then it sets the fire alight. And that's what you need to do. So you don't need any of this flare bollocks. It seems to me that people are getting really caught up on flares. As you can see, I'm trying to do it right myself, and it doesn't work. It really does not work. But here we go. This is lovely. This to me sold the game. This is an moment. I'm hunting wabbit. I'm hunting deer. And look at this little deer bastard with all its meat and goodness. It's just there. It's taunting me. So I just shot it. So basically, you just see there, I just shot it, and the little bastard got away. Now you can one-shot them. Later on, I actually do get a few pretty nice one-shots on deers and take their meat from them immediately. So you can do it once you become a good hunter. The world is your oyster, because that is probably one of the biggest things of the game is there's not much, if any, food around. So you need to do this. You need to hunt deer, and deers will give you, and wolves and rabbits and all this, they will give you a huge quantity of meat and energy. They'll also give you useful products. So animal fat can be turned into biofuel, and they'll also give you bladders. The deer bladder can be used to create a hunting scent. And hunting scent is basically what you can then use to sneak up on a deer. So it's a pheromone thing. It's very, very clever, isn't it? We've only got 3 arrows left, so this is getting a bit worrisome. It's dark. It's very difficult to see where the little bugger is. I'm chasing him, but there is a risk he's just going to run the hell away. I've got 2 more arrows, and I'm in a bit of a pickle. But as you can see, oh, hang on, did we get him? No, we didn't. There he is, little bastard. He's running off. You see, it's so dark I can't even see. This is the beauty of it. Look at the stars. Look at it. It's beautiful. I think this game is going to be big. It's going to be fun. It's already way more fun hunting stuff in this than DayZ. It's already... There's not a huge amount of gun nonsense either. I've got to admit, the pay-to-win stuff isn't really, I think, a factor in it, if I'm honest. Oh, did we get him? We got him. Yay. So there we go. That represents dinner. It represents a lapse of hunger as he rolls and keeps rolling. Stop rolling, you bastard. There we go. So there we go. So what we can do now is take our combat knife and we can skin the little bastard. And then what that means is we get meat from him, which is just awesome. And the problem is we have to cook this meat, so that means, look, animal fat, venison. Okay, it's simple. It's not going to show you literally shredding a deer because kids will play this game, I would imagine. So we're not going to show that kind of thing. But as you can see, we've now got product. And you can discover from that product different recipes. So, for example, if you mix salt and deer venison, you actually create deer jerky, which fills you up even more. So there's, it's just such a clever thing. So one of the things I found was if you take a torch, a stick, a branch, and you put animal fat and cloth on it, you can make a torch. And as you see here, we've made a torch. I'm now searching some of the kind of, I guess, unused local things. I did get attention from people running around with this, but they were actually scared of me. I think, yeah, that's the irony of it, is that sometimes people are like, how did you do that, bro? It's a torch. But as you can see, the game is, it's amazing fun. There's always going to be the risk of PvP and being shot in the face, etc. So just bear that in mind. But I think generally, as long as you can have a bit of fun, I think you're going to find you're going to have a good time. Eating blackberries, because then, this is the challenge, is that you're always hungry, you're always thirsty. You've got to constantly focus on that as a survival. It is a survival game, but I give you the guarantee, once you've established yourself, and Josh and I met up eventually, and we'll show that, don't worry, we'll come to it. Because once we met up, we built a base, we built an area where we could constantly have fresh water or purified water, and we were pretty good. Seriously, we got our point. We got ourselves to the point where we were looking good. And then Josh got killed by a bear out of nowhere. And that was just the most incredible death I'd ever seen ever. It scared me so much, I literally ran away. But this is the beauty of the game. I think it's going to be awesome. I really would recommend people get involved. It is going to be free, but you can pay now to get early access, and it will give you some kind of early stuff. Look at me just saying morning to these people. They were all friendly. Yeah, friendly. Morning, how you doing? Hope you enjoyed that. Join us next time.